Hello everyone, I'm King, and this is my FNAF movie experience. October 27th was the day I've been waiting for years. I've been around since FNAF 2. So once the day finally came, we had to make it special. So what ended up happening was I took off to a big theater with a gigantic screen, reclinable seats, and crazy stereo system. It was 1 hour till the movie, and what perfect way to spend it than a Target bathroom. Less than 1 hour till FNAF. I'm ready beneath this. Got the Springtrap hood for now. We pulled into the theater and I started crying already. So once we got to the theater, I was also told that I cannot wear a mask inside the theater. But once they saw how much work I put into my project, that I was cool to take pictures, which was awesome. So here's some pictures before the movie, and oh man, I was shaking. I was so excited for this movie. Once it was time, I went to go sit down in my seat. These seats reclined fancy. Even Springtrap was able to get his own seat next to me.
Missing out is real. And if you
Came here for a good movie experience and I'm being watched. Yeah. So there wasn't a lot of people to see the movie. When I went, at least the people who did see it, they were cheering for certain scenes. This will be a spoiler review, I will just say that now. When the movie began, there's a scene before the title card. If you're not familiar with the Five Nights at Freddy's series, Scott Cawthon, its creator, often used 8-bit games from the 80s and so on to depict and show his story. When the movie begins, there's the exact same thing. It shows William Afton getting into Spring Bonnie and luring his victims to be killed, of course. Once I saw that, I broke down crying. This series means a lot to me as well as other people. To me, that franchise was there for me when a lot of people couldn't be. Big part of my childhood's big part of who I am today. So thinking back to almost 10 years ago and all the unforgettable memories and experiences I've had because of this game, it all came crashing down on me in that one moment. And I broke down crying hysterically. I kept to myself, of course. I didn't want to ruin the experience for everybody, but it just meant so much to me. I've been waiting so long for this moment. And in that moment, realizing that it was actually happening was such a surreal experience for me. Well, the theater itself was massive. I was jumping, I was scared because the speakers were so loud and the sound was so immersive. You could tell that they had a lot of passion and a lot of effort put into this movie. There were some scenes that were goofy. There was a lot of stuff they took from like the Silver Eyes trilogy, the graphic novels and the regular novels. A bunch of Easter eggs that did not go over my head at all. Like Sparky, the dog, that was Loon Boy. Getting some jump scares in was so messed up because of the fact that he's one of the most hated. Matt Pat being in the movie. Seeing William Afton blew my mind. Seeing Bonnie collapse in one scene, I loved it. I loved this movie. Not purposely digging through all the stuff I hated about the movie. There is some stuff that I would have liked to change, but overall, it was an experience. It was more than I could have hoped for. Once the movie ended, after the Springlock scene, when that song played in the quality of that theater, it was blasting and booming throughout the entire place. It was incredible. I turned on Springtrap's eyes and I pointed him towards people while they were walking out. Hearing that song after playing it over and over again for the last decade, I can't even put it into words. It meant so much to hear that song. But once it was all said and done, I felt emotional. I had a lot of fun. At the start, before the movie began, in costume, and people were giving me odd looks, of course. Some people thought it was cool, but I didn't really have that many interactions. But after the movie, I had people come up to me asking for pictures. People saw the mask and they loved it. They thought it was awesome. They asked me how I enjoyed the movie. I asked them the same thing. The parents or the siblings who had little siblings, the kids hid from me. They were afraid of me. They were terrified. They would hide in corners, peek around, and just stare. If their parents or siblings would ask them if they wanted a picture with me, they would run. And I can't blame them after what happened to William and what William did. Here's just some clips and pictures of me messing around. They had an arcade there. We're playing air hockey, and all of a sudden, That's the first half, just seeing the movie right there. Let's move on to the shenanigans after the movie.
My first time in spirit.
Michael! Don't